I started here at Dillard with most of these kids in kindergarten. And some of them knew I'd been writing a speech, and they asked me, how's it going? And I finally threw it away because I couldn't write the thing without losing my composure. So here I am, just speaking from my heart like I always have to all of you. Parents, here in front of you are your kids all grown up. Okay, I've known most of you since you were just itty-bitty, wide-eyed kindergartners in the kindergarten circus, begging me to spray you down with the water because it was so hot. It was at that moment I realized I had this power. I could get every one of them to chant for the water until teachers would come out of their classrooms and say, shh, we're teaching here. In any of our classes that I've had, Mrs. Engelman and I have had the pleasure of working twice together in a room. And many times, shh, Mr. Ryan. But that's always been that. I've always tried to be a friend of these kids first and a role model second. But you guys have taught me so much as well. Okay, I didn't know what I wanted to do when I started here at Dillard. This was just another job for me. And I was scared. I didn't know. I worked with kids slightly. I was a tutor for a while, but I managed video stores. That's what I knew. And I had kids come up to me and introduce themselves, and I had parents come and kind of say, who's that guy over there? Well, that's Mr. Ryan. Although it was my job to work with 1 or 2 students every year, I couldn't help it. I mean, look at them. Okay, you all have watched them grow up, as have I. Your teachers have all had you and enjoyed having you in their classes. Well, I've had you guys for 7 years. Some of you have joined us. I know I'm speaking broadly because I've been here the whole time. So to me, you have all been here the whole time. Okay, some of us just met for the first time this year, and we're still just the best of friends. Lions Redwood sticks out to me a lot. That's when I realized these kids were all grown up. Nobody was holding their hands. They're running off on their own adventures. I had about 20 kids not want to climb that tree everyone's talking about. I had so many kids tell me I can't do it, it's too scary. And I would take them aside and I'd have a talk with them and say, hey, this is up to you. This is something you can do for yourself. This is something that no one can ever take away from you. And I'll be darned if every one of those kids didn't try to get into that tree. And I sat there, probably that was the first time you all saw me cry, because I was so proud. Okay? Well, in life, the tree gets taller. And there's not always a safety harness. You have your parents, your family, your loved ones to hold your hand the whole way. But that's it. I'm gone. Okay? I've always been there to help you. If you need a Band-Aid, an ice pack, whatever you needed. Maybe you forgot your homework at home and hey, text my mom. For so many of you, I'm a personal secretary, a therapist, so a driver. There's so many ways you guys have all touched me in. I'll never forget any of you. And I pray you never forget me because, we've had so much time and so much fun. But this is it, guys. This is the first big step. The real world is waiting for you out there. Okay? And for all the fun you've had and for all the things you've learned and all of the growth that all of these kids have done over their time here at Dillard, my only piece of advice to all of you is look to your left and look to your right. These are your friends. These are your peers. These are your teammates here at CW Dillard. As you go further and further into this world, you're not going to know everybody, so you need to stick together. Okay, you guys have always inspired me on how, even when we have the biggest of fights, whoever happens to be fighting today, we can always sit down, talk about it, give a hug, a handshake, or a high five, and move on. So, thank you guys. Thank you for everything. Everyone thanks me for all the hard work I've done. I'm just doing that job I showed up to do. It's you guys who make me feel like a member of the family. It's you guys who make me feel like a teacher. It's you guys who listen to me and would do anything I would ask you to do. A couple times I actually contemplated see if I could just take over the school. Don't worry. In any case, a lot of you asked me, Mr. Ryan, are you coming with us to junior high? You have to come. Well, I'm not. This is where my job is, and this is where my home is for now. But I'm not leaving you. I hope all of you take me with you to junior high. Remember the talks we've had. Remember the advice I've given you. Remember everything I've ever taught you, whether it be a book that I've recommended, a video game that I knew the cheat codes to, or just a silly story about my kids at my house. So thank you, kids. I know I'm talking to the kids, guys. You guys are the reason they're all up here. You guys are the reason that they're so successful and they're doing so well. And I can't wait to see what life brings all of you. So good luck in everything you do. I love you all.